In the stillness of a moonlit night, the old, decrepit mansion loomed like a specter over the landscape, its windows shattered and ivy creeping up the walls. Known as the Hargrave House, it had a chilling reputation, one that had drawn us to investigate the secrets within its walls. My name is Sarah, and I'm joined by my friends Mark and Emily in our quest to uncover the truth about a series of terrifying encounters and a real-life ghost story that has haunted this town for generations. Armed with our camera equipment and nerves of steel, we embarked on this adventure one fateful evening. The story began with an elderly woman, Mrs. Anderson, who had lived in the town for decades. She has shared tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena surrounding the Hargrave House. The townsfolk spoke of mournful cries in the dead of night and shadowy figures that roamed the premises. Mrs. Anderson, our local guide, led us through the creaking front door of the mansion. The air inside was damp and musty, and our flashlights cut through the darkness as we ventured deeper into the house. The silence was oppressive, and our footsteps echoed eerily on the decaying wooden floors. As we explored the ground floor, Mark's camera captured strange orbs of light dancing through the air, seemingly following us. Our excitement grew, but so did our unease. The temperature plummeted, and Emily claimed to have felt a presence brush against her. We dismissed it as a draft, but our skepticism would soon be shattered. The real terror began when we ascended the grand staircase to the second floor. The walls were adorned with faded portraits, and cobwebs hung like sinister decorations. It was here that we heard our first chilling sound, a faint, heart-wrenching sobbing coming from the end of the corridor. We approached the source of the sound cautiously, our cameras trained on the spot where the ghostly cries seemed to emanate. As we turned the corner, we were met with a sight that would forever be etched in our memories. There, standing before us, was a translucent figure of a young woman in a tattered wedding gown. She was weeping inconsolably, her ghostly tears falling through the floor. Her eyes, hollow and mournful, met ours for a brief, terrifying moment before she dissolved into thin air. We were in shock, unable to comprehend the otherworldly sight we had just witnessed. We knew then that the ghost stories surrounding Hargrave House were no mere folklore. The apparition was real, and it was haunting the mansion. Gathering our courage, we decided to delve deeper into the history of Hargrave House to unravel the mystery of the Weeping Bride. We discovered that the mansion had been the site of a tragic love story from the 19th century. A young woman named Eliza Hargrave had been in love with a stable hand, William, against her father's wishes. They had planned to elope, but a fatal accident had taken William's life before they could escape together. Eliza, heartbroken and despondent, had taken her own life in the mansion, wearing her wedding gown. Her ghost, it seemed, was forever bound to the place where her dreams had been shattered. Over the course of several nights, we experienced a series of unexplained phenomena that left us shaken. We heard Eliza's weeping, saw her fleeting apparition, and witnessed objects moving on their own. Our equipment captured chilling EVP, electronic voice phenomena, sessions where we could distinctly hear a mournful voice calling for William. As we continued our investigation, it became evident that Eliza's spirit was reaching out to us. But why? What message did she want to convey? We were determined to find out. On a stormy night, with thunder rumbling and rain pouring down, we decided to conduct a seance in the very room where Eliza had died. The atmosphere was electric with tension as we sat in a circle, hands joined. Emily channeled her courage and called out to Eliza, imploring her to communicate. Suddenly, the room grew cold, and the candles flickered wildly. The air seemed to thicken as a mournful voice whispered through the darkness, "I miss him." It was Eliza's voice, and she was speaking directly to us. We asked her questions, and her responses were heartbreaking. She yearned to be reunited with William in the afterlife, but was trapped in the mansion by a malevolent force. Eliza's pain and longing were palpable, and we were deeply moved. Our investigation into the Hargrave House had unlocked the secrets of a real-life ghost story. We had made contact with Eliza's spirit and learned about her tragic love story. It was evident that she was a tormented soul, unable to find peace. In the end, we decided to seek the help of a paranormal expert to perform a cleansing ritual, hoping to release Eliza's spirit from the mansion's grip. As the cleansing ritual took place, we felt a surge of energy and an overwhelming sense of sadness. It was as if Eliza's spirit was finally liberated, ascending to a higher plane where she could be with her beloved William. After the cleansing ritual and the release of Eliza's spirit, the atmosphere in Hargrave House seemed to change. The once oppressive presence that had hung in the air had dissipated. The cold drafts and eerie sounds no longer haunted us as we explored the mansion. As we left the mansion that night, we couldn't help but feel a sense of relief for Eliza. It was a bittersweet feeling, knowing that she had found the peace she longed for, even if it meant saying goodbye to this world. We couldn't help but wonder if her spirit was now reunited with William, the love of her life, in the afterlife. Back in the safety of our own homes, we spent hours poring over the footage and recordings we had collected during our investigation. The evidence was undeniable. We had captured Eliza's presence on camera, heard her voice, and felt her pain. It was a profound and life-changing experience for all of us. Our investigation into the Hargrave house had left us with a newfound respect for the unknown. We had come in search of a terrifying encounter, but what we had found was a story of love that transcended time and death. Eliza's ghostly presence had left a mark on our hearts, and we couldn't help but think of her and her undying love for William. We knew that we had to share our real-life ghost story with the world. Our YouTube channel had always been about exploring the unexplained, and this was one encounter that we couldn't keep to ourselves. We spent weeks editing the footage and recording our own reactions, making sure to capture the essence of our journey. When we finally uploaded the video, we were overwhelmed by the response from our viewers. Many shared their own ghostly encounters and expressed their sympathy for Eliza's plight. It was heartwarming to see that our story had touched so many people and had sparked a genuine interest in the paranormal. In the months that followed, we couldn't help but feel a sense of responsibility toward Eliza's story. We decided to return to Hargrave House to see if her spirit had found lasting peace. Armed with a psychic medium, we re-entered the mansion, uncertain of what we might encounter. To our astonishment, the atmosphere in the house had completely changed. It no longer felt haunted or oppressive. The psychic medium, after a careful walk through the mansion, confirmed that Eliza's spirit was indeed gone, and the malevolent force that had trapped her had been banished. It was a relief to know that she was finally at peace. Our second visit to Hargrave House served as closure for us. We had come full circle, from investigating a terrifying encounter to helping a tormented soul find peace. Our experience had deepened our understanding of the paranormal and the potential for compassion and resolution in the face of the unknown. Looking back on our journey, we realized that our initial fascination with the paranormal had evolved into a profound respect for the spirits that might linger in this world. Eliza's story was a testament to the enduring power of love and the longing that transcends the boundaries of life and death. In the end, our story is not just about a real-life ghost encounter. It's a reminder that the supernatural is often more complex and emotional than we can imagine. It's a call to treat such encounters with respect and understanding, rather than sensationalism and fear. We hope that our journey and the story of Eliza Hargrave will inspire others to approach the unknown with empathy and an open heart. It's a message that goes beyond the thrill of a ghostly encounter and delves into the human emotions that tie us to the spirits of the past. As we continue our exploration of the unexplained, we know that our encounter with Eliza will forever be a part of our journey. It has shaped our perspective and added depth to our channel's content. We're excited to continue sharing our adventures, from the mysterious to the heartwarming, with our dedicated viewers. So, stay tuned for more tales of the unknown as we dive deeper into the world of the paranormal, seeking not just terrifying encounters, but also stories of love, redemption, and understanding that are waiting to be uncovered in the darkness of the unexplained.